Hey, hello and welcome back to another episode of Crazy Craft. I'm sorry if I sound a little weird. I actually have just a cold, and yeah, it's not great, but at least we're getting through some stuff. So in this episode, my plan is to start going through ProjectE, and we're only going to be using ProjectE in order to do some quality of life and other stuff. I'm not going to use it to go absolutely insane because it can get a little bit out of hand. We are going to be using it just because it's a lot easier to use it. So there's that, and we got the transmutation table, and then we need dark matter in order to get ourselves our transmutation tablet so we can use it in our hands. So from here, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab myself a little bit of a couple different things, namely being, I think I have some of the storage parts, and these guys do have EMC, so we're going to actually just chuck those in. And then what's the highest EMC thing that we currently have? I think it's going to be actually just I think emeralds are the most optimal way to do this, so I'm probably gonna have to set up something to farm emeralds so that we can get a ton of these guys. Honestly, I don't even need a ton of them because we're using the storage parts to get the next tier up storage part, and then it's all gonna be going back into the system anyway. Now that we've got those guys, we're gonna chuck those in, grab ourselves a quick little stack of these 64k storage parts, then we're gonna craft up the 256k storage parts, and then now we gotta check those guys in. I also am gonna need all of the different processors, so that does mean that I'm gonna need to make some more raw improved processors, which hopefully we have enough silicon to cover that, because apparently I used them all, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's all good. Doesn't really matter too much, but essentially this is just a way to cut the costs down from using a bunch of different resources to just using a couple different ones. So I think the main thing we're going to need are going to be the advanced processors, and we can also give ourselves a full stack of the red heart canisters. Sorry for the sniffling, it's just like, there's nothing I can do, it's really annoying, I'm really congested, and I needed to get a video recorded, so, you know, it is what it is. But wait, we also have essences, right? And these guys all have their own EMC. So in theory, I could start getting the supremium that I need in order to make the master infusion crystal, just like that, infusion, and we need a supremium gemstone, which is a prosperity gemstone, which is then a supremium gemstone, and then we get ourselves our master infusion crystal, which now we don't have to worry about the durability of, so I can get auto crafting stuff started as well with that, which is dope, because then we don't have to worry about it. And at this point, we might as well just plop on, I think that this goes, there's a specific heart amulet slot, which is that guy right there. And so now we're at 30 hearts total, which is really cool. And another thing that we can do, because we have all of this, is we can grab our ores, and our uranium and titanium ores don't have, well, so I need uranium, titanium, and platinum. And the worm roost platinum does work, but I think if I smelt these, they have EMC. They do, yes. So we can get the EMC that we need from these guys, and also get these essentially marked in our transmutation tablet, which is great. So I won't ever have to worry about these things, which is just dope. You'll love to see it. So let's chuck the platinum ingots in there. We'll craft up these guys into their ingot forms, because it's just gonna be so much easier if I chuck the ingots in there so we can get an ingot at a time. And it's 9 million for or 4 million for one ingot of each. So we're at 37 million, which isn't too crazy, surprisingly. What is the EMC for netherite? 50,000 per versus an emerald, which is 16,000. So, oh, even netherite scrap are so much more efficient. Okay, so what I need to do now is just chuck out onto this netherite. We can craft it all into the ancient debris, and then we can just turn that all into EMC. I'm gonna keep one stack in there just so that we have that, and the rest can all go into here, because all this is gonna need to get turned into netherite scrap, and then it's all going to be, I guess we could combine it with the gold. Honestly, that might be a better play. If I chuck out, what, 3k, 4k of gold, then I can chuck the gold in here, and then once we get through all of this, then we can combine that with the gold and get the netherite, which is 50k, which is much more than 12k. But I guess it's 4, so it's like a condensed version of it, which is cool, because then I don't need to worry about like going further back. Also, you can just go back a little bit. I will be adding mods to this because there was actually no mining dimension mod added to this mod pack, just because it's 1.16.5. So in the description of this video, there will be a link to the additional mod that I added with the mod pack itself, and we're gonna be going into that dimension probably this episode, I think, so it should be a little bit interesting, but it's just a mining dimension, so it's nothing too crazy. Regardless of that though, what we should be able to do is just do that real quick, and now we just get all the gold we need, which is really nice and simple because we get gold so much faster, which is great. It's still gonna take a bit, so wrong button, there we go. So I'll be right back. And it looks like we did the math almost perfectly because we got 22.4 and 22.2k. So we should be able to craft up a ton of netherite, chuck it all into our transmutation tablet, and we should be able to get just a ton of EMC from that. And I'm gonna eventually set up auto crafting and seeds for this so that we can just essentially just generate a ton of EMC. I don't know what other EMC mods are actually in here. This is just a super simple way, and I'm only using it for a couple base things because you guys don't want to have to see me deal with storage stuff for like 8 episodes in a row just to get it to the point where it's like semi-usable. So for right now, we're just gonna do it this way, and if you really have any complaints, honestly, I care a little bit, genuinely, just chill, like, it is only game. You don't have, why do you have to be mad? Okay, there we go, and then we grab 3 of you guys, and then we can get ourselves the 4096k, chuck you in there, grab 3 of you, come in there, get ourselves the 16384k, chuck you in there, then we get 3 of you, and then we go and get the 536k, which then we can chuck in there, which is 34 million per, which is kind of crazy because this next one's gonna cost us like a couple hundred million. But this is where we need the withering processors, which is where we need the nether stars, which is why we can do that to get. Okay, we've got nether stars now, and then I also need, what else do I need for the nether star seeds is the real question. I need supremium essence. No, I don't. I need insanium essence, which, I mean, how much supremium is that? Because I can grab, what, 4 stacks of supremium real quick, and that should be enough, right? Fusion crystal, insanium essence. Honestly, let's do this just so we can get as much insanium as we need. Chuck insanium blocks in there, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can chuck our other infusion crystal in there as well as the extra insanium, and I hit the wrong button. There we go. Now I need prosperity seed base, and I'm also gonna need 1 more insanium for the farmland because we need insanium farmland to grow the plant itself, which is great because now what we can do is we chuck you there, and then we just go boop 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 boop, and it's completely shapeless, so it doesn't really matter where I put these guys, but I like putting them in the right place. And no particles. Maybe I try turning particles on again. Okay, particles are not gonna work because we're holding a torch in our hand and it's a little goofy. Yeah, particles have to be on like minimal for this to actually look okay to you guys, so I'm not gonna do much for that. What I am gonna do though is I'm gonna take the botany pot and I'm gonna plop it in here, and we're gonna get another quick little botany pot, and I only need 1. And this is going to be our nether star seeds real quick, just so we can start growing them. There's probably more efficient and faster ways to grow them, even with the mods that are currently in here. But what I'm going to add is the botany pot tiers mod, which adds tiers to the botany pots so they can grow things even faster. So I'm going to do that just because I think that that's worth it to make it more crazy craft. But, you know, if you don't personally agree, then it's just a personal preference, honestly. Regardless of that, what we do need to do, though, is we're going to need a significant amount more EMC in order to get the max tier storage, because each one is 1 billion. almost. So maybe we get a bunch of emerald seeds feeding in, we turn those into emerald blocks and we get a bunch of stuff. Or maybe nether stars, but nether stars are only 139 versus, is there a netherite? Netherite seed is a tier 5 and produces netherite essence, which 8 of which is combined into 1. So honestly, not a bad idea. I kind of like the idea of doing that. Now we need a seed reprocessor anyway, so I'm gonna have to make that. The phytogenic insulator is good, but it just grows stuff too slowly and uses too much resources to set up like infrastructurally right now. So we're just gonna do it this way, I think. And our limiting resource is currently the silicon, because silicon just grows really slow, which is great. So we got 40 AU now. We can craft up a couple. I need 4. Do we have enough? We have barely enough for 4. Okay. I mean, hey, it's enough for 1, so I'm happy about that. Also, wait, that should be honestly all we kind of need, because we just need to make our 262 million, and then I need 3 of you, which uses almost all of our EMC, which is kind of absurd. But then we get our 1048 million, which is crazy, because now we've got that. That's 311 million, so do we want to spend the rest of the episode doing that, or do we want to go at mining? So there's a bunch of stuff from the mining dimension. We need a quartz and steel, and then I think that the portal is obsidian. Give me 1 moment, please. Ah, no, it's not even that. It's just cobble. So I need cobblestone. Do barely have enough cobblestone, yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're gonna build this portal, I guess, the opposite side of this one, so we just go here, I guess? A little bit interesting. I gotta build it 1 more down, but, I mean, hey. That's honestly kind of interesting that you still get the resources from mining the cobblestone that you've placed. So maybe an AFK farm is very, very doable, but I don't know necessarily if I want to do that exactly, because I just genuinely think that that's a little bit cringe to that, going to that extent to save resources. But I mean, hey, okay, we need 2 more of the cobble and just chuck that in there. And you know what would make it funny is if we used obsidian as the corners for our cobblestone portal, because I feel like that just kind of fits with, you know, how you should do Minecraft. I feel like it just fits, you know? And now we'll click you, we get our mining dimension portal, we've got that. So we can go into the mining dimension. There's not really anything that I crazily need right now, but there's a bunch of different ores. There's obsidian diamond ore, compressed diamond ore, emerald diamond ore. There's a bunch of different really cool stuff that we could check out in there, and I definitely will be doing. We just have to, you know, we're gonna give it a little bit of time, because what I want to do is, what's a diamond? A diamond's 8k, gas tiers are 4k. What's something else that's really high EMC? Rubies are really good. Is there a ruby seed? Ruby essence from ruby seeds, which are thermal series rubies. Can you make a ruby seed utilizing Chaos Awakens rubies? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if so, that'd be dope. Forged gems / ruby. What are these? Forged gems. It's not a gems ruby, which is unfortunate because that means that I need a thermal series ruby, which I don't think will actually generate because ruby ore. Ooh, it's an apotheosis boon. So I need a boon of the earth enchantment. Enchantment. So do we have a boon of the earth? Because if we have a boon of the earth, I could potentially get it. Endless quiver, looting, go the sea, reaper, explosion, angler's bounty. Okay, so I guess we need to make the ultimate enchanting setup. So what we're gonna need is we're gonna need the draconic end shelves to max out our Eterna. And for that, we're also gonna need to get ourselves the normal end shelves. So we need 3 draconic end shelves, which means 3 dragon heads, which is 2 dragon heads. And then we need max everything. So 3.5 is gonna be, we're gonna need, what, 30 of them? Or no, not 30 of them. Alright, what? I'm actually going crazy. I don't know. So, we need high rectification. So, I think what we're gonna want is I guess optimally, we'd want B shelves and the crazy rectification to get max rectification. So 5 shelves of end fused, which means we need the hell ones, which means we need the C ones, which means we need C shelves infused, which means I need pufferfish, which is fish essence, which is fish seeds, which is soul jars with fish, which is a whole different other thing. And then I also need the shelf of masterful sight, which honestly isn't too crazy. Doesn't mean that I need these guys though, at least. Okay, so if I just get a good setup, then we can get the shelves that we need. So health shelves, I'm gonna need potions of regen, which is awkward potions. So wart, we'll make 4 batches of potions, I guess. And what do we need for the sea shelves? We just need water bottles. So glass, we'll just craft up, 2 stacks of bottles, fill them all the way up. Not really an issue, but I mean, it's something that we're gonna encounter later. Just having to deal with the insane amount of potions, which I guess isn't that big of a deal because we can just do it the right way. But yeah, I should probably just make another brewing stand, let's be real. Okay, we'll need a brewing stand, which means I need... Bro, there's no shot that that's crazy. Having to get cobble from EMC because I don't have any cobble is kind of crazy, I'm gonna be honest. Blaze rods, I don't need rods, I need the powder, but I might as well just chuck both in here, and then I can take the blaze powder, because we need that can go in there. We can grab all the bottles we'll need, and then we can awkward potion this up real quick, nice and simple. Okay. We're just gonna do a little bit of brewing. It's gonna take a bit, but give me a moment. Well, I decided to make a couple extra batches of the awkward potions so that I could also craft the night vision potions that I'm gonna need for the shelves of masterful sight and also the other stuff. So just taking care of that while we're here, because why not? And honestly, it's not bad. So we've got some of the potions of regen right now, and now we just got to go through the rest of them, get everything taken care of, and then we'll be there. Shouldn't take too much longer. So I'm also going to gather the basic materials real quick, just so that we don't have to deal with that. But most of it's... Honestly, I'll just do it on camera, because screw it. It's mostly just going to have to be getting, nether bricks smelted, but... I mean, hey, it's not the end of the world. It's just going to take a little bit. Also, I just realized that since we have EMC, there's actually no reason for me to do most of this, which is great to a certain extent, but I don't fully know, I don't know how to feel, because EMC is great and all, and it's great for doing these kinds of things. The main issue is just being overly reliant on it and it being kind of boring to a certain extent. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start not using EMC for everything, but using it for just getting out the basic requirements for stuff, just because it's real boring and no one really wants to watch that. So we're just gonna use it to take care of basic requirements for stuff. Then everything else we'll just take care of as you normally would, the right way to do it. Because I don't want to crazy, I don't want to go too far. It just seems like a little bit much. Regardless, we got nether bricks, which means we can get a couple stacks of nether bricks. I'm also going to need to go out and find prismarine, which apparently I have, so that's not an issue. You know what? That's not actually too bad. I like that. That's kind of cool to a certain extent. I don't want to go too crazy. I don't know. Blaze rods, we're gonna grab a stack of those guys, because I mean it's very convenient for tedious things like this, and that's what I'll use it for. I'm not gonna use it for anything too crazy. Regeneration, we'll grab a couple potions for you. Perfect. How many hell shelves do I actually need? I need 2 infused hell shelves for that, and end shelves are just normal bookshelves, so I don't actually need more than 2 hell shelves, and these guys are gonna be infused. End shelves, we do need to go to the end for that. So I also am gonna need to go down that route. So we might as well just get, you know, get our 12 Eyes of Ender. And I'm also thinking we're gonna need a new bow, because while I like the end bow and stuff, it just doesn't, I feel like the ultimate bow is gonna be nice. And I think we can grindstone the ultimate bow, which is gonna be kind of crazy. So I need we'll grab, you know, 16, and then I need a titanium, uranium, and a platinum. And we're gonna craft ourselves the ultimate bow, and then grind, I need a stone slab for that, of course. Grindstone. Can you grindstone the ultimate tools? You can. So the reason why I'm doing this is actually a little bit goofy, because what I'm essentially doing is I need the, bow. Shoot. What is it called? At Apoth, tome of chest plates, leg plates, helmets, boots, weaponry, archers. There we go. And then that turns into, if I do it right. Oh, it doesn't go that way. Okay, what's the, shoot, what is it called? There's a book that just consumes the items. This is what I'm looking for. That's how you remove affixes. That's how you get certain enchantments off of it. And I think there was supposed to be a better version, but I think that one doesn't exist in this version, which is kind of funny, but I don't really hate it, because the main thing that I need is so I can take quick shot, shoot. Well, you know, things happen, you know? It's okay though. Enchant, I have most of the things that I really need, so I should have them. I say should, but quick shot, endless quiver, explosion, rebounding. The one thing that I need is true shot. So where is my true shot book? Because I know I have a good true shot 5 is a good one. I need my other bow. So this one has good power. This one has true shot as well. So I can take the scrapping tomes and I can do this where I take these and I go you. We get ourselves power 8. We also get ourselves true shot 6. And then what I can do is I can plop them on here. So we get, okay, true shot doesn't work on, what does true shot work on? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can get it to work on other bows. Okay, so as it turns out, true shot doesn't work on any modded bows. That's just how it works. But, you know, it is what it is. So we're just gonna move on with it, and we are instead going to take a sniper's bow and add a bunch of stuff to it, and apparently the Eternal Stella doesn't want to work on it for some reason, so that's fun. I mean, hey, it's okay. We can instead, I guess, just save that Eternal Stella, and maybe, enchant. I have a couple mending books, so we can plop a mending book on our bow and our sword, because our sword is taking, okay, never mind, not our sword. How much is this gonna cost? 17. Okay, let's, honestly, let's take a step into the mining dimension just to get a little bit of XP, you know? Actually, wait, there's armor for that. XP armor, which is emerald armor, which is a little bit worse, but the XP stuff is actually pretty decent. 5 and 2.5, so a little bit worse than our current stuff. And I just need the insight from our, helmet, and we'll get our scrapping, and I also need the leggings. Nope, not the leggings, boots? Is it the boots with the speed? Yes, it was. Okay, so I need to get, oh my gosh, we're so slow. Okay, ignite, dang it. Is there a way to get the other one? Is there a tome of superior scrapping? Let's see, does that exist still? Nope, it does not. That is, okay. Shoot. Well, Is there a way to actually remove stuff? So, because I need a full XP set. Okay. Is there an easy disenchanter? Oh, there is. Okay, I just need an enchanting table. And then we can make a disenchanter. Well, that was simple. I don't even need Tome of Scrapping. I can just chuck those away and I can just take a bunch of books. And I need XP. Okay. What is it gonna be? XP drain tank. And then I'm gonna need a pipe, fluid pipe, and a pipe wrench. And then I'm also going to need another solar panel, which means that I have to make another set of solar panels. I don't want to. Add solar. Okay, let's just do this. Screw it. 21 of the solar panel 1s, which means that we get like 2 of the solar panel 2s. I'm gonna need more than 2, so we're gonna have to craft up a couple more. So 21 from 1 stack. So 5, 6, 7. 7 more stacks, which should get us a bunch more of these guys. Yeah, stacking 12, which should give us enough to get ourselves any more pistons. Okay, let's just craft up a bunch of pistons. There we go. Which gets us a solar panel 3 after I craft up some more photovoltaic cell tier 2s. I need 12 of you guys. And then I also need the repeaters again, which gets us enough for the next tier, which is the 4s, which I also need the next tier photovoltaic cells, which is going to be the water and dirt essence, which I need clay for. You know what? This will do for now. I think it'll send power down. It does. Okay, perfect. So now we need a fluid pipe. We need our pipe wrench. And then I'm going to need an XP drain singularity tank, which is going to be some iron bars. And then I also need a normal singularity tank, which holds 32 blocks of a fluid, which is perfect because then we got that. So now what we can do is we plop you here, we plop you there, we pipe out of that. And then we can chuck those guys in there, chuck that there, hop on here. It'll start putting in XP so that we can get always on. Just chuck the books in there for now. And I guess I'll just go until this is completely full. So I'm gonna AFK for a bit. Okay, well, this is completely full, so that's good. And we should be able to just chuck these guys away. I don't need Ignite 1 at all. And we're gonna craft up the experience stuff. I need bottles of enchanting though, which is gonna be the experience drop, which is experience essence, which is experience seeds, which are experience capsules, which is soul glass, which is soul dust, which is smooth soulstone, which is soulstone, which is soulium dust versus, okay. What does soulium dust do? Is that how we get the soulium ingots? We need prosperity ingots combined with the soulium for the soulium ingots. So we can craft up a couple of those guys, get some soulium stuff, and then we need the other stuff, which is the soul glass, which is soul dust, which is soulstone, which is just me smelting these a bunch of times. So we gotta go through that process, which is fine. But I also need to... How many do I actually need? I just need one. Do I have any bottles of enchanting? Low enchanting. Because I only need 1. I get crystallized experience from caged mobs. Experience cage upgrade. So, that might be an easier way to do it, other than going this route. I'm not 100% certain. What I do know that I need is a full set of emerald gear, though. So we'll just make that real quick. The cyclic stuff I know is better, but I don't think we can use for the actual stuff itself. So I gotta make sure that I get the right ones. 50% discount. Up to 99% you can't get 100% on discounts. Okay, but at a 50%, it goes down to 1 for everything. I still haven't gotten very many of the trinkets recently, at least. I don't know if it's like... Excuse me. Oh my gosh, that was awful. I couldn't breathe for a second. My throat just like was way too dry. Holy... that's what I get for getting back on my prescription again. Regardless, soul dust, so then that's gonna go to soul glass, which I need 4 experience capsules for that, which means I need more soul dust, which means I need more Solium, which is smith soul stone, which is soul cobble. So I need to go back to the nether to grab some of that. Let's go do that real quick, I guess. That's also a good way to get XP, so maybe let's just go into the nether real quick. We're going to grab the, oh my gosh. There's some right back here too that we can grab, which is great. Because now we've got a stack of it, which means we can now go back nice and quick. Take care of that. By the way, people seem to enjoy the longer episodes, so if you are one of the long episode enjoyers, let me know. I really appreciate everyone who comments and tells me what they enjoy, because it means that I can create stuff that's more in tune with what people are enjoying, so everyone who comments that, I really appreciate it. I usually will like your comments and just really appreciate all of the support that everyone's been giving recently. It really means the world to me, so thank you guys so much for all the continued support, and I hope that, you know, I continue to grow and that I can make this into a career, because I'd really enjoy this. This is a lot of fun. But, you know, life is life. It's all good. Let's craft up the soul glass we need, and then we can craft up the experience capsules that we need, because I need 2 more. And then what tier was this? Tier 3, so I need Imperium, which we can grab real quick. And I need Prosperity Seed Base, which isn't too big of a deal. I probably should Prosperity Seed Base, and then we get our Imperium Essence. I need 4, so let's grab you guys real quick. We'll get fully prepared with the altars. Of course, it's completely shapeless, so there's no reason to actually make them shaped. Other than that, let's see. So, what other things do I want? I think I want block reach, honestly. Enchant. I know I have block reach. I've got plenty of block reach. So we've got all the enchantments that I really need. I think what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna go. I also am gonna add the Inferium to the compacting thing, just so we can do that. But we're gonna go into the nether. We're gonna go mining a bit for the XP that we need in order to get the base amount in all of these guys, which is complete now. So now we've got that. I gotta add the pickup upgrade to that. There we go. And now we just come back over here. We take care of that nice and simple. Also, sorry if my mic's peaking. It's a little goofy. Okay, we've got these guys now, though, so we can go plop, 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 and no particles, because particles ruin the entire thing for no reason. And now we get ourselves our experience seeds. Now I need myself a Insanium and a farmland. So we're gonna combine those guys. We're gonna actually plop that in there, because then we can go Insanium farmland. Just grab that out of there. Grab a hopper bonsai pot, and then a crystal chest. I can chuck the chests in there too, just so we can get them nice and quick, which is kind of crazy. And then I guess this one can just go right here. There's no reason to put it somewhere else. 1 minute and 47 seconds until we get our first little bit of experience essence, which we need 8 of. So I am okay. We can focus back on the apoth shelves for now, I guess. So I needed 2 of the hell shelves. How many sea shelves do I need? I know I need 1. I think I just need 1, which means I need pufferfish, which, I mean, going to find an Elder Guardian wouldn't be the worst of ideas. We can go do that. I mean, there's no reason not to, really. Actually, what do we need for tons of rectification? The rectification, we need 1 per, so we need 5. So I need 5 pufferfish. I can get water bottles, so I just need 5 water bottles. Perfect. And then we're gonna need to go to the end. And have I seen an Elder Guardian yet? Or a, whatever they're called, a underwater monument. I don't know if I have. Is there the Explorer's Compass in this mod pack? is the real question. Because I know I'm gonna ping all the shelves that I need up at the top real quick. So I need 1 of you, I need 5 of you, I need you guys, I need a couple of you guys, and then I need a bunch of the normal end shelves. So most of it's gonna come from the end, but other than that, I need to get, I already have the night vision, I already have the stuff for this other than the infused hell shelves. That's 2 enchanted clues. I don't know if it can go more than 2 if I have multiple, so there's no reason to not make multiple. The infused hell shelves though, actually I only need 1 because of the way that yeah, because these guys do have EMC. Although surprisingly, the Shelf of Sight doesn't have EMC, which is interesting, because you'd think you could just do the math and combine them all. But, you know, that's all good. Infused Hell Shelves, which is fine. What was I saying again? I don't even remember. I'm just going crazy. So, we need to go find an Elder Guardian or a Pufferfish, either of which will be in a warm ocean. So, have I found a monument, or is, oh yeah, Explorer's Compass. That's what I was saying. Explorer's Compass, which is in here. I don't know if that's a mod I added or not, because I forgot, but I need my stone bricks, which means that I need a little bit more stone bricks, because we're gonna have to smelt you guys up real quick to get ourselves the cracked stone bricks in order to get ourselves the actual Explorer's Compass. And a monument. There's 1,000 blocks away, which is not awful. We got 1, and I think that this is all chunk loaded. Yes. Wait, chunks. Yes, these are force loaded. Perfect. Okay. So what we can do, Traveler, protection against exploration hazards. We already have that from just having creative flight, so not really worried about that. Although the Elytra will go kind of crazy, is we can just fly. So does that combine with anything? The Tarantula Hawk Elytra, the Dragon Elytra for Gobber to make the Dragon Chestplate. Ah yes, the Dragon Chestplate. Which I need other stuff. Dragon. That's from Chaos Awakens, which is the Ender Dragon scale stuff, which isn't as good as the ultimate stuff. Recipes by Forbidden and Arcanus. Interesting. At Gobber. There we go. Dragon stuff is just gonna cost us dragon stars, which is dragon eggs, which we can just get nice and simple. Okay, so let's just get the full set of that plopped out of here. Medallion of experience. How do I craft it? We need the medallion, nether medallion, which is nether gobber, which I can honestly, all of this is just nice and simple because transmutation tablet exists. And then gobber, don't have to worry about any of this because we can just use the transmutation tablet. So what do I need total for this? I need, and this is why it's convenient, but I'm not gonna rely on it for everything. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I need the bottles of enchanting for that regardless, which is fine. That's probably gonna be the best armor. And medallion of glowing, another medallion of village hero. We can make that one right now. Honestly, I'll just grab a couple stacks of each of these just so that we have them, because they're not super expensive. And I can craft up a couple of you guys. Stepping. I already have that. Medallion of Village Hero. And then we also need the, wait, what's the end medallion? Conduit Power or Dolphin's Grace? Interesting. Are there more? No. Okay, there's not. Creative Flight Everywhere and Negative Effect Protection. The Negative Effect Protection is pretty good. I don't know about it compared to the ultimate stuff. Ultimate. Okay, Ultimate 6, 4.5. The main thing is just enchantments. So, and the toughness is kind of crazy. Although Ultimate Pickaxe, the smelt thing is rough and the fortune is low. But I know we need to get all of them regardless, so it's just like, I don't fully know. Wait, and then golden apples. I have enchanted golden apples and normal golden apples, so we should get those in here so I can get as many enchanted golden apples, unless we can craft them. We can. Craftable enchanted golden apples in 2025. That's actually, honestly, I like it. I feel like they should be able to be crafted, but it should cost more. I feel like enchanted golden apples, if you just made it 4 blocks of gold and 4 blocks of netherite, that'd be worth it. Like, honestly, it just would make it so much more simple. But at this point, I might as well AFK for these, but I think instead we're gonna go out to the Monumente. So let's go do that. I know there's that castle to our side. We're gonna check that out soon. I say soon, but not yet, not yet, just soon. Soon, yes. Although in theory it could have bottles of enchanting, which would speed up the process. So maybe we check it out now, but I don't know. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna check it out. We're just gonna check a couple chests. I know I've checked a couple chests already because I have been by here, but what the? Okay. Just filling up our inventory with other stuff. Broken Ankh. Acts like a totem of dying with a 30-minute cooldown. You know what? Not ideal. Not ideal. Yeah, this place is a little visually glitched, so I'm sorry for those who have visual things. We got a key from supplementaries. I don't know what else we can realistically get in here, so another key from Curious, raccoon tails, iron bars. I mean, cool. I just don't fully know, like, what the point is. Cage from supplementaries. I mean, amethyst is nice. The only issue is I don't have anything to use them with, but fair enough. Diamonds, cool. Diamonds are so great. Sub-Zero crystal from all the bombs would go. It's cool, I guess. Does that have EMC? Nope, does not, but at least it grows, which is cool. Got another curio. Bucket of mimic octopus. Gold. I like bananas. Bananas are nice. Bananas are always nice. I'm always a big fan whenever I find bananas anywhere. It's always just very enjoyable. Because bananas are good. Good bananas. Or golden apples. Oh no, we found more gold and golden apples. It's so cool. I don't fully... This is actually awful. Where is the good stuff? I need, like, echolocate. Apparently the barrels actually have stuff in them, so... Maybe it's not the worst thing in the world, but... At least I can learn more things. Explorer's compass. Does this still have the thing? Okay, nope. Monument. Okay, perfect. And I just need exactly that, actually. Thank you. So, bottle of enchanting. Perfect. And now we go /home real quick. And now it's time to make ourselves our good old-fashioned set of experience gears so that we can get crazy amounts of XP. The only issue being that these don't have crazy good durability, which is why I need to go Eternal Stella and then Stellarite pieces. I have 3 more. What about, yeah, so for making more of the Eternal Stellas, how much, do I have enough for 4? I do, actually. That's pretty big, because now I can make a full set of not indestructible... Okay, what does Hopology do? +1 protection bonus for every 10 experience levels. Okay, I don't think we can actually end up utilizing Apology to a crazy good extent, just due to the fact that it will make it so that I can't Eternal Stella it. Because I think that Eternal Stella has to do with whether it has enchantments on it or not. I don't know though. Can I Eternal Stella it now? That's an anvil. Can I Eternal Stella it now? Okay, so you can Eternal Stella it only when it has no enchantments on it. So if I wanted to get the bow to be unbreakable, we would have to take all the enchantments off of it, which is not the biggest of deals, if I'm being perfectly honest, just to make it indestructible, but it would be a little bit obnoxious. So, wait, Hopology is on all of these guys. Okay, so when it goes back into my inventory, it gets Hopology again. Interesting. Okay. Insight, we'll get Insight on here so we get even more XP, block reach, and then mending is gonna go on our sword after. Yeah, so, a way to get infinite XP. Yeah, so we're just generating XP, by the way, because of the full set, plus insight, plus just, yeah, which is cool. And now that we've got the stuff in here that we need in order to make the Medallion of Experience, we can have that in here. And right-click, sneak right-click to store. We'll just store a little bit, and this will go in our belt slot. Sorry about the screaming in the background, it's just family. We're gonna get Hero of the Village as well. Sneak right-click, there we go. So now we should have Hero of the Village, which is perfect. And now I guess what we can do is we have all the Hero of the Village trade stuff, which means that everything is like 1 emerald, which is nice. The main thing that matters with that is actually pretty much nothing. But, you know, it is what it is. We still need to go for the monument, so I think I'm gonna do this next episode because we're at an hour of the recording. Yeah, I'll do it next episode. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you did enjoy. Bye-bye!